going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? I'm Eli.
And I'm Eddie.
And we game it takes, man.
Yeah, I hope you have the good day. We've been slacking for a little bit, tends to happen from time to time, but we back here today with about a good 6 to 8 topics here tonight for
Wait,
y'all.
hold on. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, good 6 to 8 topics here for y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. Since the new year started, it's been about 14 days in the year, we got 40 subs since then, man. We appreciate that. Y'all been going crazy. TikTok has been going crazy as well. We got about 131 followers on there. Let's try to push 200 over there. We almost had 100 Instagram followers. Let's try to push that. And then we had, I think, 221 subs on YouTube right now. Let's keep trying to push and keep, going better and keep providing content for y'all boys. And, even the women, I see we have women followers as well. But I need you guys, we having a lot of returning users. I mean, new users, sorry, newer viewers. And you guys are not subbing up, man. You know, um, the views is nice, like we established, but we're here for the likes and the subs. We want y'all to just like the video up and sub it. That lets us know, you guys are actually enjoying the videos and actually liking it. A view could be one person viewing it 3 to 4 to 5 times repeatedly. We want to see, more likes and subs on it. Like I said, it'd be about 20, 40,000 new viewers in the past couple days. I mean, like the past month and stuff, and people don't be subbing up. So we need you guys to sub up, man. But anyways, man, let's dive into the first topic, and it is about and Kyrie Irving, and can he not only physically lead the Brooklyn Nets, but can he do it mentally? Because we know time to time things can cloud Kyrie's, mental thoughts and stuff like that. So, Eli, you could go first on this, or I mean, if you have more to say, I'll be happy to just give something a little short on it.
Now go first.
All right, so I do think Kyrie's not a bona fide leader. I think that's what the majority of people can agree with. But he can hold his own at times. It's been a lot of times. I mean, even you could go talk about obviously every team has a leader. You could talk about the 2018 Celtics. I mean, there could be a part where you could argue he wasn't the leader, but there's also a part where you could argue he was. He did start them off with a 16-game win streak earlier in that season, but then what led to people saying that he probably wasn't the leader of that team was that he goes down with an injury, and they continue to Eli got cut, but I'm gonna continue to say what I'm saying. They he ends up going down with an injury, and they end up continuing the streak, man. Their streak, their 16, 17 game win streak continues to go on with a rookie Jason Tatum and a sophomore Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and all these guys, and it continues to go on. And he comes back, and the first game he comes back, they end up losing. So that's one reason I could talk about that, but that this is a different Kyrie Irving is what I'm trying to get into. This is not the same one. I don't think he was practicing a lot as much. His mental health was actually, all over the place, especially losing his grandfather. So I can understand this is a much different Kyrie Irving. I can also talk about the time later on the next year where he failed as the leader of the Celtics in the playoffs when without him, the year before they went to the ECF, was one game away from going to the finals, and they challenged LeBron and Kevin Love to 7 games. So, I could talk about that, but this is a whole different Kyrie Irving. And like I said, I don't look at him as a leader, but I think it is time for him to step up. I mean, he's gotten high praise. You guys killed me over saying there was 10 other guards better than him. So I would really hope, and he's number one in East voting guards. So I would really hope that Kyrie Irving can take on this approach and lead his team. And I mean, he had Stephen A in the beginning of the year saying he's going to be an MVP candidate. So I really do want Kyrie Irving to take this approach and show people he can be a leader, being that this is a different Kyrie Irving and being that he's playing very good. So, Eli, that's all I really got to say about it. You could say what you got to say.
Kyrie hasn't had a season where he's been very impactful since I want to say
probably
2019 or 2018.
Yeah.
His first year in Boston and second year in Boston. And then when he left Boston, we know how he exited. He got destroyed by Giannis after being up 2-0. And if that's not very telling to how valuable he was in that series alone, besides the 2 games, it's like, come on.
I believe. Sorry to
What?
cut you off, but I believe too they beat the Bucks either the year before or the year before that in 2017 without Kyrie. So that's that's that. So
that's a good point. But I'm talking about for the most part,
yeah.
Kyrie hasn't really been valuable. He hasn't been. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Having him on your team is a plus, but he's not an impactful player. Like I look at Kyrie as a guy. Like okay, say for example, he goes out there and he scores 40. You're not gonna win by 20. You're not gonna win by 10. He's not that type of impactful player. It might be a crunch time game every time with Kyrie Irving. He's not a guy that if he scores 25 to 30 points, it's not going to be an impactful 25 or 30 to me. Just how I look at him. It's not going to be impactful, but this is his time to shine. Katie will be out for the next 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next 2 weeks coming up. So this is his time to shine. And if the team goes under Kyrie's leadership, we know his leadership skills aren't that good, but what he can at least do is show his value. He has plenty of time to do that while Katie's gone. If he doesn't do it, then we know what it is. It just is what it is at this point. And that's all I got to say, bro.
Just adding a few more things onto that. Yeah, that's something that I probably I didn't realize to say, but it is true. I can agree on because I mean, just thinking about the 2015-16 game against the Spurs when Kyrie had his career high. Oh well, before last season, 57 points. The shit was close. It was a very close game. It came down to a buzzer beater. So that's that. And then I mean, people can also talk about the times in Cleveland before LeBron James, his first 3-4 years. But then again, he was a younger player. But we didn't see other players lead their team at a young age. So like I said, I just hope he can prove people wrong. I mean, last year he didn't do it. They end up dropping down the 8th seed until KD came back last year, where he missed like 6 weeks, which was about a total of, I think about 12 to 15 games, 16 games, and they went on a terrible losing streak. And then when he came back, they couldn't even, you feel me, get it back going on. So, yeah, man. I mean, I hope Kyrie figures it out, man. He's a extravagant player, very good player, having a good season as well, pretty good season. So I hope they can figure that out over there with him as their leader.
Absolutely. What we got next, bro?
Moving on from that, let's talk about this one of the most built up and hyped up, overrated. Not talked about super teams in history. Like, I mean, a couple people bring this up here and there, but this isn't a natural topic that people don't talk about. And I want to talk about the 1998-1999 Houston Rockets, man. I'm gonna let you go on this first, or if you want, I'll go. It doesn't matter. Again, I want you to go first though, since you didn't. I went first last topic.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna go out.
All right. These guys were tied 4th seed this year. This was the lockout season. They were 5th in offensive rating, so making them a top tier offensive team. And they were 15th in defensive rating, which is kind of confusing to me. They led the playoffs in rebounds per game and points per game, but they were also the 6th worst in field goal percentage and 2nd in field goals attempted. So, while only playing 4 games, they got gentlemen swept by the Lakers in the first round, which they were tied with. So it was pretty much of an even fair, even though Kobe Bryant wasn't, Kobe Bryant yet. He was still just a very good defender at the time. I mean, Scottie Pippen averaged 15, 7, and 6 with 2 steals and a block, playing 40 minutes. I mean, he talked all this crap about, being this top tier guy. He was the 2nd best player throughout the 90s, and he ends up putting 15 points in 40 minutes. I mean, that's pretty overrated to me. And then you got Hakeem, 16, 12, and 5 with Charles Barkley, 16, 12, and 5 with 1 steal a game, and then Hakeem, 19, 10, 3 blocks and 2 steals. I mean, and then you got a rookie, Katina Mobley, one of the greatest shooters of all time at the time, with 10 points per game, coming off the bench with his low 10 points per game. I mean, this team was so overrated because they ended up going down in just 4 games in the first round. These guys, they had all this talent, man. I'm looking at it, man. Charles Barkley went off in the playoffs. Scottie ends up shooting 32 in the playoffs. They had all the defense in the world, and they couldn't really stop a fly, man. I mean, you look who you got down here. You got Hakeem and Scottie, man. 2 guys who were in your top 5 defensive players of all time, Eli. So it's like you guys had some of the worst defense in the league, not only in the league, but also in the playoffs. They guys couldn't stop a fly. They couldn't stop Shaq. Just 3 years ago, people were talking about, oh, Hakeem embarrassed Shaq. He did this. It was just 3 years ago. You couldn't do it again. Shaq killed this man in the first round, man. It's like, this isn't talked about, man. This is the year after Scottie left MJ, and he was talking all this nonsense, talking about how good he is and what he could do. He's all around player, he could do this and that. And these people in the last dance were hyping him up and this and that. And this is what he does in his first year without MJ, man. He builds up a super team, thought he was gonna get 7 in a row, and ends up getting his ass smoked, bro. He didn't even try to run it back either. He ran from the smoke, man. He leaves Houston and he goes to Portland, man. This guy is and to go play with another very good team, bro. So this guy is like, man, Scottie Pippen. I'm sorry, bro, but to me, you're a bona fide scrub, bro. I'm cute, but you a legend, but you a bona fide scrub for real, bro. But that's all I gotta say about it. You guys were an overrated team. You guys should have did much better. That's all I got to say.
Right at the top of failed super teams, you got this super team right here. Charles Barkley want to run his motherfucking mouth, talking about how they was older in age, and he definitely played the best on that team in the playoffs. But this is what he got to say: they were older team. Hakeem, he was 36, but he gave great efforts. What he averaged 19, 18 points.
Yeah, 19 and 10, man.
Keep that in mind. An old man, Hakeem Olajuwon, was better than Scottie Pippen.
Yeah. 36 years old. Scottie was like 31. 31, 32.
This is what you do this is the biggest shit stain on your career, Scottie Pippen. I hope you know this. You are part of one of the most failed super teams in history, right there with the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say fair because it's a lot of super teams who underachieve. But I just think y'all super team that y'all didn't go anywhere. It's a lot of those too.
With two defensive studs, I think that's what makes it so much of a stain because you got two really defensive studs, and everyone knows defense is what wins championships. That's like I've said we said in multiple videos. You're not gonna win. You're gonna win with a top defense before you win with a top offense, man. And it's clear to say that. And these guys were two very good defenders, and they couldn't do shit with it, man. So it's like.
Right, that's you can't put that on nobody but Scottie Pippen, bro. He played so bad, bro. Was he even a negative on the court? Let me look it up right quick. There's no way he couldn't have been a negative on the court the way he played, bro. It just doesn't make any sense. I think he's the main reason why they lost, bro. If you really keeping it real, bro, it doesn't make no sense. You get swept in the first round. Was that the lockout year too?
Yeah, that was the lockout. Yeah.
I mean,
they were 31-19, so.
That's not bad. Considering how many games did I play? No.
That's about 50.
50 something.
That's 50. That's 50 exactly.
Man, bro, that's crazy. Go out like that, and then he didn't run it back. He ran from the smoke, bro.
He ran from the
crazy.
Smoke. Yeah. And I mean, but it was the Lakers. I mean, I think Eddie Jones had left already, so it was what an older Glenn Rice with a younger Kobe Bryant. He hadn't really touched his prime years yet. This was 99, not 2000, so. He was still, so much getting in the midst of a role player to an all-star. He was still between there. So it's like they really lost to just Shaquille O'Neal, really.
Right. All right. So what we got next?
Next, moving from that, man, I want to talk about LeBron James at age 38 and how since turning 38, how good he's been. I mean, since turning 38, which is December 30th, 35 points per game with 11 rebounds and 8 assists, shooting 51 from the field, 74 from the free throw. I mean, and they're 4-1 against this across this 5-game stretch. And he's also the first player to have back-to-back 40-point games since Michael Jordan. So, I mean, LeBron James has been hooping out of his mind. I got to give that credit to him. I mean, he's turning 38 years old, ain't looking any older, man. Like, he's really looking out there, turning back time. I mean, and then during the regular season, he's averaging 29, 8, and 7 on 50 field goals. So, he's still all around. It's not just this last 5 games. He's been hooping this whole season. He turned it up, man. SGA. Okay, man. I agree with you, man. But we can't be going off topic. But, yeah, Eli, what you think about LeBron James at this old age and doing what he's doing? Being that he's playing, I don't hate to admit it, but being that he's playing better than Michael Jordan at this age and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at this age. At this age, it's no question. It's only between these two.
I think. I think what I'm about to say is not gonna sound like anything nobody else been saying. It's gonna be quite different, probably even controversial. But I think this era is allowing that. If
Okay.
he if he played it like
Okay.
look, if he played, I want to say, fuck it. If he played in the '90s, bro, I don't think his body will hold up to be playing at this level. You know, it's a lot, bro. And I know Ryan in the comment section, he probably punching the wall right now, mad about that. But
It,
I think that's
it's
just what it is, bro. You know that longevity, that's it's real cool. But um, don't get me wrong. I don't think it'll be a player to do that. And I think actually, let me rephrase. I think it can be a player to do that. I
Oh, we
think it
know
will
who
be
it
another
is.
player to do
We
that.
ain't gonna talk about him though. We know who it is. But yeah, continue on. Continue on though. We know.
It's very impressive being that he's the first guy to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not disrespecting him. This is just my opinion, right? At the end of the day, but I'm just saying, it's really impressive. He's the first to do it. 38 years old, bro. The only one who was behind him that was playing to a considerable level. No. It's something that Vince Carter did that they were comparing to LeBron. I can't put my finger on it. I think the most points in a single game since Vince Carter here. It was LeBron, wasn't it?
I don't know because I know Jamal Crawford had about 50 at like 30, 40 years old. So that's the most since a 40-year-old. But
Whatever accolade it was, because accolades getting broke every other week. So that's a whole
yeah,
nother story. But
probably every other game to be honest.
yeah, man. So it's really impressive, bro. LeBron James is one of a kind. His longevity is probably the best of all time. His durability, best of all time. He's just one in his own category right now. I can't believe he's still playing at this level. He's not the same player for various different reasons we can talk about. But he's playing pretty well at this age, considerably well, bro. That's all I really gotta say. His team is, what it is, shit pool, but that's all I really gotta say about it, man.
Uh, yeah. There's can't really say anything wrong from that. I mean, with the wear and tear and how tough they were playing in the '90s. Now, this is a disclaimer. I don't want people to say that we saying LeBron can't play in the '90s. We're saying that at the level 29 points per game or 25 plus points per game for 20 years, for 19 years would not be allowed in the '90s. Is what we're saying because of how like the wear and tear on his body would be. I mean, he only played about 7 years in the 2000s, which was the last very great year, very great era of defense. So those were from ages 18 to what's that, 17 to 25. So hello, yeah, I love to pull that defense card in, bro. And they say the whole don't play D. Hello. But this is not. You see, Ryan. This is where the we can understand. We see the bias in you as a LeBron fan because the NBA defensive era has just been getting like slow. It has been slowing up. LeBron has slowed up years ago from the year he didn't want to guard Kevin Durant in the finals. We've noticed that his defense had been slowing down, bro. And it's nothing wrong with that. I don't think I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like it's understandable because LeBron does so much on the offensive end. We can see that we're not saying that he can't. Yeah, crazy Brown would kill. Ryan, you're being biased, bro. At this age, at age 38, LeBron's body would have a lot of wear and tear on it for playing 20 years from what, probably 1980, just say 1980 to 2000. His body would have a lot of wear and tear on it, bro. There would be a lot of, pain going through, man. It's not today where it was much easier. A lot of foul calls are being called before anyone could even do that. They're getting thrown out the game before they could even be a very tough call. That's what we're saying, man. We're not saying LeBron would not kill, he would not dominate in the 80s through 90s. We're not saying that. We're saying at the level at this age, man, at this age, he would not be doing it. He would not be averaging 29 points at 38 years old, man. If none of these guys could do it, I mean, like if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the greatest player before LeBron James and he's only third now, I mean, he wasn't even doing it at 38 years old. He was averaging about, I think, 12 points. So what makes you think LeBron James is going to do it? His body from the 70s, from 69 to 90, to 89, a lot of wear and tear, bro. So, and he's a bigger guy. He's 7'1". He's stronger. He's bigger. If that happened to him, what you think is going to happen to LeBron James, bro? And
Ryan, you gotta stop drinking the Kool-Aid, Ryan. Hey, look, all I'm saying is, bro, LeBron, it's impressive. Let's y'all want me to say. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I don't kiss ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't kiss ass, bro. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. This is what I think. I think LeBron is very impressive. His longevity is very impressive. Greatest longevity of all time. Greatest durability of all time. That's what I'm gonna give him for this shit, bro. I don't know what you want me to say, bro.
Ryan, what you mean? What you mean since what, Ryan? Can you elaborate, because there's a lot of things being said, so we can continue this conversation. You know. But anyways, moving on from that. Well, not moving on from it. We're gonna stay in the same topic discussion. We're gonna talk about. I think the Lakers should just trade LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook, bro. For the main reason why, let's start off with LeBron James. They should trade LeBron James because he's looking so more to play with his son. And the place where I think they should trade him to is to the Oklahoma City Thunder. What better place? And they have all these picks in the world. And plus, the Lakers would get Shai Gill. I think the Lakers should rebuild with young players and young picks. You know, just take some, maybe 2 or 3 first-round picks from the OKC and Shai Gill just for LeBron James. It would be a win-win for either situation because LeBron will most likely be able to play with his son in the future in OKC, and LeBron James will be restart with a whole nother team. You know, and then the Lakers will restart with a young guy, a young cat who is amongst the best, some of the best guards in the league. Shai Gill, who's averaging 30 points right now, 31, man. He's on pace to do some legendary things since LeBron James. So that's that. Moving on from Anthony Davis, I want them to look more towards the Utah Jazz to get Lauri Markkanen, Mike Conley, and maybe Colin Sexton. You know, a three for one trade. Anthony Davis is still at a high level, man. He's still playing good basketball. Playing great basketball. And Lauri Markkanen is playing good basketball. He hasn't got paid yet since he just got there off a trade. Mike Conley's a veteran that they need. Lauri Markkanen is a younger guy. Colin Sexton, a younger guy. Some guys that they need, man, to build up. Then we get to Westbrook. It was a little harder to look for a trade for Westbrook because he's Russell Westbrook. So, you know, you could get, I feel like you get Trey Jones from San Antonio out of him and Josh Richardson from San Antonio. 2 guys who can lead your bench. Josh Richardson, he has known to be on a super team in years past and had a pretty good role, averaging about 16. I could see him getting 10 to 11 and 12 points off the bench. Trey Jones, a younger guy, could get maybe 15, 16 off the bench or have a starting spot. So that's what I think these guys should do. I mean, it's no disrespect to these guys. It's not saying LeBron isn't as good anymore. As you can see, I just said what he was doing is very impressive at age 38. So I'm not saying that at all. This is another disclaimer. I'm not saying LeBron James this is not a trade for LeBron James to look whack. You know, I know when you guys hear trade, you have a titty attack and you think, oh, this player is whack. No, that's not what I'm saying that this helps out both situations. LeBron gets a chance to play with his son in a different organization that he has never played for. And you know, probably try to rebuild something with them, and vice versa with the Lakers. They get a lot of stuff out of this, and I feel like both sides, each team, I said, wins. You know, the Utah Jazz with Anthony Davis, he gets back his own team with some other good defenders around him. They try to sign someone else in free agency next year, try to do a lot of things, you know. And then the Spurs, you know, Westbrook, he gets back in a situation where he can 5 out with someone of Keldon Johnson and I'm sorry if I say his name wrong, Jacoby Poeltl guy, and a few other guys who can shoot the rock.
Jakob Poeltl?
Yeah, Jakob Poeltl, sorry. You know, with a couple other guys, you know, who can shoot the 3 well over there. So I feel like it's a win-win for all 4 teams in this situation, man. What you think about that? What you think about these trades in this situation?
Hold on. I gotta address this comment, bro. I hate to get off topic, but I can't.
Yeah. That probably was the end of it, anyways. I addressed the trades. Yeah, I was saying since KD, because KD hit them 2 threes in the 4th in the clutch stop, and his defense slowed down after he won the chip. He did not guard KD. What are you not understanding? He did not guard KD. Yeah, he showed some signs of playing defense in the bubble, but just because you show some signs for a 15. 20 game span, not even a 15-20 game span, for a 10-15 game span don't mean he's just back up there, man. We've known the defense. I've told you this. The defense LeBron has been known to play is some of the best of all time, some of the best all around defense, man. He just went to being a slouch, man. He turned into a slouch on defense. There's a lot of plays, the same amount of plays that you can probably bring up of him playing defense in that bubble is the same amount of him slacking. You can show clips of him slacking from just joining the Lakers alone, joining the Lakers to now. So, Eli, you could go ahead and talk on that, man.
Bro, LeBron stopped playing defense when he came back to Cleveland, bro.
I would say a little after 2016, a little after that chase down block. And that's around when the defense started to slow down a bit too, after 2016.
I think it stopped when he came back to Cleveland, bro. In
The la-
2020, the defense was so great. In 2020, I would think it would rub off on them. That was a really good defensive team that year. I would think
Yeah.
it would rub off on
The
them.
crazy
Like
thing is that they weren't even number one. They were number one the next year, which is the crazy thing.
you would want to fall in line with what everyone else is doing. You would be a major outlier if you weren't. So I would assume that he was, based on what you're saying, but I didn't really see anything significant to the likes of what you're saying. But okay, it still is what it is. LeBron James is a slack on defense. It's been that way for half a decade now.
We're
That's
not.
what I would say.
I think Brian is like he's thinking we're saying like he just can't play defense. No, we're not saying that.
No,
We're not saying it.
I'm
We're
not
not
saying.
saying he's Trae Young on defense. We're just saying he's just not the same guy. And it's nothing wrong with that, right? You gotta learn to accept the fact that LeBron James can't do anything. I literally sat here and heard you call LeBron James a great shooter before, Ryan. It's like it's so many things. I called him above average. You said he's way above average. He's a great shooter. Like, no, bro. Just sit here and take the fact that there's just certain he's amongst the greatest of all time. He's arguably in that discussion. But you gotta, and it's okay if you call him the GOAT. We understand that, even though we have different GOATs. But you gotta understand that he's not the best at everything. Just like we understand MJ not the best at everything. We know MJ is not the best 3-point shooter. He's in my opinion, he's the best defender, but in Eli's, he's not. And Eli's more of an advocate for Jordan being the GOAT than I am. So, he understands that. There's a lot of things that Jordan wasn't the GOAT at, you know. There were things he was, but there was things that he wasn't as well. We understand that for every play. Just like I know there were things Kobe wasn't a good at. There's things that Steph Curry isn't a good at, like defense, for example. Or even though he's one of the greatest scorers, he might not be the greatest scorer of all time, or playmaker, passer, such and such, bro. So many things. He's not the greatest point guard of all time. There's so many things that you got to learn to accept about your favorite player, bro. That everyone accepts, It's just sometimes it seems that the LeBron fans just can't do that. Some Jordan fans too. I won't sit here and just say LeBron fans. Some Jordan fans can't seem to accept that as well. But yeah, Ryan, we're not saying he don't play no defense at all. He ain't Trae Young. We just saying it's slowed down and he's just not himself what he used to be anymore. At least appreciate the fact that we call him one of the a great all around defender. Appreciate that. We calling him one of the greatest all-around defenders. Not saying that he's not, but I never really heard anyone give him besides LeBron fans any credit for something like that being one of the greatest all-around defenders. So
Ryan, just relax, man. We not coming for him, man. You know what I'm saying?
But
we give him his credit, man.
Yeah. Moving on from that, another trade situation I would like, man, is Trae Young for Max again to the Miami Heat. Max Strus, Tyler Hero. 24 first-round pick, 25 first-round pick, and Victor Oladipo. I know this might seem like a lot to certain people's eyes, but Vic Oladipo ain't, the All-NBA second player he was just a few years back, 5 years ago. Max Strus is a good role player. So Tyler Hero, he's heating up. He's getting back to what we thought him to be. He's starting now. He's been playing very good. And then 2 first-round picks. I mean, Trae Young is averaging 27 and 10 in what people would classify as an off year. He's still being valuable. The offensive stats show it. When he's playing in actual games, he's been hooping, man. So Trae Young has been, he's playing good other than field goal percentages. He's still impacting the game in different ways. I mean, this would be a good trade to me, in my opinion, because adding Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo next to Trae Young can put the Heat in serious championship talks, because all Trae Young need is really good defenders who are going to be there night in and night out. Now, I wish there was a scenario where we couldn't get Tyler Hero out so we can have
either chip, right?
You said what?
They winning the chip, huh?
There's serious possibilities and chances that they can win a championship, bro. There's definitely a chance. If they go to the finals in 2020, they knock your boy out, and I'm gonna talk about that later. I ain't gonna
my boy out. Who my boy?
Your boy Giannis. I ain't gonna talk about that right now. That's my boy too. I fuck with him, but that's your boy.
Same Giannis who knocked out the Hawks in 2020. What? That Giannis?
Giannis was injured, bro. Don't do that. It was really the Bucks.
He played in that series. He played
3 games. And he also let
That's a lot of games.
He also let Trae
How
Young
long was that series?
He also let Trae Young
How long was that series?
He lost.
How long was that series though?
It was what, 5 games, 6 games, 5 games, 6
he played
games.
3.
It was 2 or 3. It could be. I think it's 3. But he also let Trae Young score 49 points. I mean, That's another thing. In
I
his
think he
first
just missed the first game.
ever playoff appearance. I mean, Trae Young got there with John Collins, who was an All-Star caliber player. John Collins as his, second best player. I mean, they weren't supposed to be there, first of all. But like I said, Trae Young is averaging. He's been averaging 25 and 9 since his sophomore year in 2019, 2020. The only player in the league to currently do that, besides I believe Luka, and Luka hasn't averaged 10 assists yet. So he's been Trae Young is the only person to average 25 and 10 on 2 different occasions in this span. So I want to give some credit to him on that. I feel like you add Jimmy Butler, like I said, and Bam Adebayo next to him, he will be amongst the best defenders. I mean, one of the best teams in the league, man. I didn't mean to say defenders. Trae Young don't play defense, but yeah, because first off, you're adding a scorer to the team with playoff Jimmy, man. Then with Bam's defense and what he can do. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things they could do, and still having Kyle Lowry on the bench for Trae Young is still really good, man.
Man, the way the Heat was looking, I can't believe they still a team in the NBA, man.
I mean, they're 23-20 right now. They picking it up. They picking it up.
I mean, the way they started off, I meant to say.
Yeah, definitely. No. I can agree with that, man. That the way they started off was pretty terrible. I'm not gonna say that up here a lot. But yeah, man. Miami Heat, go ahead and make that trade if you want to be in championship contention. You guys were 1 win off making the finals last year.
What do you think? What about the War? I think that team right there.
Oh man, thank you for bringing that up, man. That's something I don't even need a prep for, man. I couldn't think about that.
And the reason why I bring them up is not because I'm just gonna fuck with the Warriors. It's just I bring it up because from the expectation that they had coming into the season, they just won a championship. I mean, I think they need to get back on board and live up to those expectations.
Because it's looking like a fluke, man. That's basically what it's looking like, man. The way they're playing is making it look like they're a fluke. And I don't like that because that's my team. So I'm thinking get rid of Jonathan Kuminga and Klay Thompson for possibly, I think you can get a superstar out of that for Jonathan Kuminga and Klay Thompson. I don't know who exactly, maybe of a Bradley Beal, maybe. Or, I mean, Bradley Beal just got paid. I don't think he's losing I don't think he's going to go to the Warriors. But just any superstar in the league that can probably play both sides of the ball, I would look more so.
Oh, I got a trade for you, my
maybe
boy.
Maybe Paul George. Let me
trade for you, my boy.
Put it on the table.
Chris Middleton, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Man. The thing about Chris Middleton, you could probably swap out a Klay Thompson and Chris Middleton, being that their pay is kind of somewhere near.
I don't want to. I recant that because he's not playing well.
Yeah, he's not. Now. He's averaging.
I was saying that thinking of the benefit of the Bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, but if he was playing,
someone who can play both sides of the ball. I mean, Klay Thompson and Jonathan Kuminga, because that's basically what you're getting a defender and a shooter for just someone with those in common. I mean, the best one I can think of is Paul George, and I would love to see Paul George in a Golden State uniform. But the way him and Kawhi bond is like, I don't think the Clippers are gonna bound to give that up. Plus, they think they still have a chance at a championship. I mean, in retrospect, they should, but you know how that goes over there. I mean, Kawhi has been slowly playing better than he usually does. He's been heating up, but Paul George has been out. I don't need that in Golden State is already Steph Curry with some injury problems here and there, so we don't need that. But yeah, only 2 people on my mind I'm thinking about trading is Kuminga and Klay, to be honest. I think everyone else, they've earned their right respect to stay on that team. It's not that Klay didn't earn his right respect, but with his pay and his inconsistency, every 5, 6, 7 games, 10 games, you're looking like you're a good player, and it was right to give you that time back, to say, I was wrong for saying 80 games, whatever, give you time back. But then there's some games where it's like, bro, come on, bro, you stink, bro. Like, I gave you all that time for what? And then it's like, it's wishy-washy with Klay Thompson. There's no disrespect to him. Again, I really understand the injuries, 2 back-to-back devastating injuries, but it's the fact that, you're still playing bad. I can't not say you're not playing bad. You're not playing good either. So it's like, what you want me to say,
Then you want to cry, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, leave me alone. And, he want to get mad at players. Who he got mad at that one game?
Devin Booker. Jackson Jr. He pulled
out Devin Booker. It was Devin Booker.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You're talking about the game. Yeah, that was Devin Booker. He flexed the rings on him. I mean, a little childish, but at the end of the day, I think we all would have done that. We got 4 championships, bro. I'm flexing that too. To a person who has 0, to a person who choked a 2-0 lead. So I get that. But I just didn't agree with the situation where he called Jaren Jackson a bum, because I mean, he was just talking trash, bro. You mean they beat him, I'm sorry, Memphis Grizzlies beat them. All he said was strength in numbers. It wasn't that serious. You know, Klay Thompson calling him a bum and all these other things when they beat him, and I mean when they won the championship, it's just too much, bro. But it's basketball, it's competitiveness, you know. That's how I go. Um, but yeah, man, hopefully the Warriors could do something. I know they are. I know they got something planned. It might not be for Klay Thompson, but I know Kuminga could go. I hope Moody doesn't go. I like his play. Anthony Lamb is a shooter, man. He's a 3-and-D.
Don't
He could
forget
play.
old boy, light skin. What's his name?
Oh, DiVincenzo?
Nah.
Oh, Jordan. Oh man. That guy, man.
What's his name, man?
Jordan Poole.
No, not Jordan Poole.
He might be on the trade block as well, but they just paid him, so I doubt he is. But I mean, he's okay when Steph is not playing. So he also did have like 30 last night. So and a sold out crowd as well, a sold out stadium. I was seeing you could barely see in that shit. So
oh yeah, I meant to ask you about that. What made them put that in the
it was
Dome?
It was an anniversary or something like that, because I think they used to play in the Alamo Dome.
So I was like, am I tripping? I know they arena.
Or you could barely see. It's not like football, baseball, because you know the field is really long in football and baseball. It's like this is a court, bro. You know, it's meant to be in arenas.
Hold on, I'm looking up. What was I looking up again? Let me show
the Warriors roster.
Oh yeah, right. I gotta know this dude's name. I think he like 6'8". I think he's 6'8". He could shoot.
You might be talking about Anthony Lamb.
Nah, can't be. Nah, that ain't him, bro.
$6'8", light skin could shoot. Like I'm glad Draymond picked it up, because I was thinking about him being a trade option for his playoff performance.
Oh, he gone. He gone.
Who?
Not in the trade deadline, but he gone, bro.
Yeah, he is. Probably a free agency, but at least it won't be to a trade, because a trade is a little more embarrassing. But he's been doing his thing. I gotta give respect to that, because with the shots he getting, he's not the same defensive Draymond. I wish he was from last year, because last year he was in the defensive player of the year talks. So if he was that, plus with his pretty efficient offensive game he has now with the limited shots, he would definitely have. Even it's already Draymond. He's gonna have like options to sign and still get the same amount of money he was getting before. He would have had way more options, man. It would have been no doubt. They probably would have offered him pay again if he was combining the defensive game from last year with the offensive game he has this year. So did you find this guy?
Nah, I had to go on ESPN right quick.
Patrick Baldwin Jr., that's who you talking about, the rookie?
Yeah, I don't know why my computer moves so slow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he pretty decent. I mean, they didn't get to see him that. We haven't really got to see him too much. So I don't know. I mean, I watched some of his highlights in the G League. He could hoop, man. He like you said, he's 6'8", could shoot the rock. I mean, his defense is a little sus though. I will say that. But it's Golden State. They could figure something out. But yeah, like I said, man, Jonathan Kuminga and Klay Thompson should be the guys on the trade block. The guys who shouldn't be on the trade block. Everyone else should probably be there.
Right.
So moving on from that, what I mean, I want to talk about Dirk Nowitzki in the 2000s, man. Like he played so this is from 2000 to 2009-10. He played about 864 games, averaged 24, 9, and 3 through this stretch, 1 block, 1 steal, 47 from the field, 38 from the 3, 88 from the free throw. He won an MVP, and then in the playoffs, he averaged 26, 11, and 3, 46, 37, 88. One finals appearance. We know the 2006 finals against Dwayne Wade. I mean, he was a four-time. For these years in the 2000s, man. So 40% of the time, he had 15 win share years, man. 15 win share years, man. All of them were 10 plus win share years. He had 3 60 win seasons, 10 50 win seasons. Sorry, bro. Every year he made the playoffs through this time, and they were all 50 wins or more, man. He had a 50 40 90 season, which is the year he won MVP. He was a PR leader one time. He led in 10 advanced offensive categories through this time, man. This guy was out of his mind, and people don't like to talk about Dirk too much. This is one guy on Facebook. He somewhat trolls a little bit and says how Dirk is, top 10, even though I don't believe it. I think he's between the 15 through 20 range. He says a lot of things about Dirk, like just boost his praise a lot. He talks a lot of, good about Dirk. And I think a lot of people they don't like that. A lot of people like to hate on Dirk, or they just don't talk about Dirk. He's beloved. He's a love player, but a lot of people just don't like to talk about him too much, especially when he wasn't really surrounded by a lot too much in his career. I mean, he had Michael Philly, Steve Nash, and Nick Van Exel, all good players. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, Steve Nash is a 2-time MVP. Van Exel is one of the greatest dribblers of all time.
Their
Michael,
boy.
huh?
Because he beat the Golden Child. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep,
which you could transition. We're about to transition into that. But they never seem to really provide defense around him until he beat the Golden Boy. They never really. I mean, Steve Nash can't play defense. Van Exel can't play defense, and Michael Finley damn sure can't play defense. Those are all offensive guys, And I mean, that's why they failed every time. Defense was the main problem for the Mavericks, and that's why they ended up winning their championship and beating LeBron James, because they added Sean Marion, who's a great defender. They ended up adding Jason Kidd, who's a great defender, and Tyson Chandler, who was a defensive player of the year. And then moving on from that, that's how they end up beating the Miami Heat, because their defense was so great. And Eli, I know you want to talk about that, so you could go ahead and jump into that.
I want to almost. Could I compare this? Do you think Kobe's 2010 championship team was better than Dirk's team, or adequate, or
That's good. That's a little tough. I might have to do a little research on that just to dive and go back and watch some highlights. I mean, off the top of my mind, those guys beat a super team. One of the, even though they're not the first super team, because I think about the LA Lakers in the 80s when I think about super team, but they were like the first established super team and what people was talking about. So there's a possibility. But then again, just being a team, being a better team doesn't make you a better team. We like you told me before. So it's a very tough situation. I mean, I think when I look at defense, it's still tough on that end, because LA did have Trevor Ariza, Lamar Odom could play defense, Pau Gasol could play very good defense. He locked down that paint, and of course Kobe Bryant. So, and those are some names. But when we look on the offensive end, it's probably just Kobe and Powell. I mean, Andrew Bynum. I gotta go the Lakers, man. I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and be biased. I think the Lakers had a better roster, and it's kind of sad that they didn't beat them, because Andrew Bynum was an All-Star. They had about 3 All-Stars altogether, 2 on that team, and a top tier 6-man top tier 6-man in Lamar Odom, a guy who give you 15 points, 20 points on a starting role on the team. Well, I wouldn't say that, but 15 for sure on a starting role on the team. So even though he was on crack, Stephen A, he was on crack. But yeah, I think they were the better team. Not by far, but it's a decent margin.
It's not by far, because the Dallas Mavericks, their defense is really fucking good.
Yeah, that's what really put them over.
The offense was pretty decent as well, bro.
Pretty decent, especially with someone like Jason Kidd running there. Even though he was 38 years old, I mean, Jason Kidd at almost any age is still good. I mean, look what he's doing with the Mavs with Luka Doncic as the head coach. He still, has the brains. He's very smart. He's working some defensive schemes for them. I seen he improved Luka's defense. Someone who wasn't really someone who you could compare on Trae Young's level on defense, and now he's a little bit above. He's above that. I wouldn't even say a little bit. He's above that. So yeah, and then Sean Marion, who was like just a few years back, averaged 23, 11, and 2 steals and 2 blocks. Man, you add that all together, it's hard to see why they wouldn't win a championship. But again, like I said, Andrew Bynum, Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, Kobe Bryant, Trevor Ariza. I mean, come on, man. I gotta go them as like they had the better team, but they
I
just
said that to say this. I compare those two because they both. Kobe didn't have a super team, neither did Dirk, but they beat super teams.
Yeah, that's a good point.
People get LeBron gets a lot of credit for how he performed against the super team, with having a lesser roster, in my opinion, to the Warriors in 2017. He still gets credit for how he performed. When these guys beat super teams, they don't get as much credit. We don't really hear about anybody talking about Kobe's 2010 championship, his 09 championship, even though it wasn't against super team. The reason why we talk about the 2011 finals, we're talking about how LeBron choked more than how Dirk Nowitzki overcame a super team like that.
Yeah,
with all the expectations of winning 7 championships.
plus the other teams he played before that. He beat the LA Lakers with the same roster that we just established, plus the young trio, KD, James Harden, and
Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook, and then and I forgot the San Antonio Spurs he beat, man. This guy Dirk was on Dirk and sorry, the Mavericks were on a path, man. These guys, it's like it really don't get too much recognition, man, and that's why I had to say, not only was Dirk underrated in the 2000s, but as a career, which you was trying to establish, it was, especially from beating that super team in that finals. And then like the same thing with Kobe. You go back to '09, just the year before, he gentleman sweep the team that LeBron got beat by. Dwight Howard, Jameer Nelson, and Rashard Lewis. Those guys. LeBron got beat by those guys, and I think 6 to 7 games he got beat. And to me, if you guys go back and not only watch the highlights, but if you go back and look at the stats and watch the highlights and just watch basketball in general in 2009, which was my first year watching, at least 15, 20 games, at 6, 7 years old. My dad showing me games and stuff. LeBron James, not only did he have one of the greatest MVP seasons of all time. You can argue that was his best MVP season of all time, of course, 2013 as well. But you can also argue he had one of the greatest postseason performances as well, and his greatest postseason. I know you guys like to argue 2018 all day, but because most of you guys, because that's more modern than what it is. I want you guys to go back and look up LeBron James's 2009 playoff highlights and go look at his stats. His advanced stats were through the charts in those playoffs. He had a lot of memorable moments. I mean, the buzzer beater he hit in Game 1 of the Orlando the ECF. There was so many memorable moments in that postseason run. Very valuable to his team, man. He was off the charts in 2009. I want you guys to. I really recommend going back and looking at that, man. He was off the charts at that time, which is really, really hard to see why, with those 2 years adding up, how great he was in those 2 back-to-back postseasons, coming into 2011, in which was very subpar. Not only just the finals, but the round before, where he averaged around 23 points against, I believe, Paul George or Derrick Rose or whoever it was. I forgot what team it was in the ECF with the Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade had to pick it up a lot that year in the ECF, also with LeBron. LeBron didn't play bad, but when they got to the finals, he did.
But yeah, my co-host likes to get, he gets excited. You know what I'm saying? He gets excited. This is his passion for the game. But like circling back to Dirk, man, like I was saying, bro, the reason why I compare him and Kobe is because they both be the super team, and I would have to give Dirk more credit because I think Miami Heat team was a younger, hungrier team than what the Boston Celtics were, who won the championship already, even though they were thirsting for that second one. It just is what it is, bro. I think people talk about Dirk. No, people talk about LeBron choking in that finals more than they talk about the heroic performance of Dirk Nowitzki, and I think it's just a travesty, bro.
I couldn't agree any more, man. Dirk Nowitzki is severely underrated. You guys got to sit up here and give him way more credit than you actually do. He beat LeBron James in one run. He beat Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Durant all in one run, man. How does that sound, man? Like that's four arguably top 10 players of all time. You guys, ESPN ranked KD number 10 all time or number 9. You guys love to rank KD in that top 10 position, say he's better than a lot of players. We know LeBron's top 3. We know Tim Duncan's top 5, top through 8. We know, Kobe Bryant is argued as sometimes the greatest, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, wherever you guys want to put him. They argued all through that range, and he beat those guys in one playoff run at age 33 years old, man. So we got to give that we have to give that respect. Like Eli said, man, you guys love to talk about the fact that LeBron James choked more than that fact, and it's crazy that it's not even obviously the LeBron fans don't really like to bring up that situation a lot. It's mainly guys who don't like LeBron, who probably, if you don't like LeBron, you're probably a fan of every other player but LeBron James. So the fact that you guys sit up here and do that, and instead of praising Dirk more than what you guys do, you guys probably praise JJ Barea and Jason Terry more than you praise Dirk, because you guys talk about how JJ Barea held LeBron to 9 points in one game, and then Jason Terry outscored him. You guys talk about that way more than you guys talk about Dirk averaging 28 points. I actually put his finals performance as an honorable mention in one of the greatest of all time in one of my videos. So back at last year. So you guys really don't sit up here and talk about that too much, and is really sad.
Did we talk about LeBron passing up Kareem eventually.
No, that's that. Thank you for bringing that up, Eli, because I almost forgot about that. Man, LeBron James is very nice, bro. Don't get me wrong. I'm not about to sit up here and lie. Um, you know, being all the accolades he's been acquiring since, you know, beating 3-1. That's what's been really, you know, getting 3-1. That's what really 12 years ago. I mean, you sit up here and you talk about the 3-1 comeback like it wasn't almost 10 years, my guy. Like, just stop it, bro. LeBron James was in his prime. He had just had two of his best seasons of all time. But anyway, that's not the point.
Hey, if you want the link, we can
If
send
you
the
want
link.
the link, you could. I will calmly embarrass you like I do on a regular, Kev. Like I do. I've been doing every day for 7 years now, Kev. Like at the lunch, whether it was on the game, at the lunch table, wherever we was at, in the gym, no matter where he was at. But like I said, man, LeBron, being that he's about to pass up Kareem, like we talked about earlier, averaging 29 points per game compared to Kareem's when he got the record, 9 points per game, is very impressive, man. You know, it's looking very sunny for LeBron. Like I said, what's been putting him in that GOAT conversation was not the 3-1 or the 2020 championship. It's been all the accolades he's been acquiring since then. You know, the you know, passing up all these guys and scoring, being top 10 in threes, being that he's not he's just an average shooter, or under average if you will admit, because he shoots under the 3-point average, and top 10 in steals, all these other things that he's top 10, or 30-point, never scoring under like 10 points for like 1,500 games straight. It's like all these accolades, they leading up to him arguing more in the GOAT conversation. And a lot of people are saying if he gets this, he becomes the GOAT. No, that's not true. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. That is a very great record. It's a very
Can't let you have that one. Nope.
It's a very it's a high achievement to me. In my book, in Eli's book, I know it's different. He's gonna get into it, but in my book, it's gonna take him at least maybe 1 to 2 championships to be better than MJ. In my personal opinion, I mean, MJ did what he did in 13 seasons with at least 30 games. You know, that's only what? That's only 7 seasons he didn't win a championship. You know, and LeBron James is in year 20, so. You know, that's all I got to say, man. MJ did what he did in 13 seasons. LeBron is in 20 seasons, still doesn't have as much championships, MVPs, or Finals MVPs. With much more superstar help. I mean, the only person you argue who was a superstar with MJ is Scottie, and even then, I wouldn't. But again, I wouldn't be mad to argue Scottie Pippen as a superstar. So that's how I feel. But this is not to turn into a GOAT debate. This is to turn into how do I feel about him passing. I would like to say in advance, I would like to say congratulations to LeBron James, because he's going to pass him very soon. He was on pace to do it next year, but he started heating up, becoming a great, evaluating his scoring and becoming better at it. And yeah, he did it sooner than later, man.
Hold on, I got to fix my camera, man.
Yeah.
This one tweet.
I'm a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm glad we streamed today. 53 minutes in, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to cut. But yeah, we're gonna try to go live again in the next few days, man. It do take a little time to get these topics. You know, we ain't trying to get y'all no dry shit. You feel me? Like some other niggas. I'm sorry. I like some other people. I ain't gonna say who though. You know. But go ahead, Eli.
Man, this thing's hanging on for dear life, man. I'm gonna just hold up. But anyway, yeah. Let me say this. Look, bro. Look, I had what is it? I watched this video, man. They was breaking down how Kareem, he got the 38,000 points from 2-pointers, and LeBron has a 3, attempted 6,000 threes. He made 2,000 of them. I'm not petty like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a lot of people doing that type of shit. I made to say I ain't gonna do that, man. If he gets to 40,000 points, if he even just passes up Kareem, that's enough for a lot of people to consider him the GOAT. I think that's ridiculous, bro. They bring up, he's gonna have a career triple double in all of the all time statistical categories.
40, 10, and 10, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty cool, but like, I don't think that would make him the GOAT, bro. Like if Karl Malone was, you know what I'm saying? Like if he was the all-time leader scorer, nobody would be saying that. Like, like it's just weird.
I think
like,
Karl Karl Malone is like what 37K, 15K, and like 4 or 5K. I mean,
36K.
yeah, 36K, yeah, and he's nowhere near argued as he's not. He's like the top 10 is probably like right here, and he's probably like right here. It's like you can't even argue that man as a top 10. It's a lot more than just accolades and being a scorer of all time. I even heard some dumb stuff like which I cooked some guy on Facebook. He said LeBron James is the greatest scorer of all time because he becomes the number. That right there. I mean, hearing that, other than him becoming the greatest of all time, that pisses me off more because it's more of a reason for him to become the greatest of all time because there's another accolade being added to his list. But to say he achieved that accolade and that makes him the greatest scorer of all time pisses me off, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to bring up. Yeah, just
that right there. Come on, bro.
Like they was this what I like to bring up all the time. How they was saying, look, Westbrook was averaging a triple double, the most assists in the league, leading the league in assists. Oh, he's the best passer. No, it don't work like that.
He has 4 assists titles.
It don't not work like that, bro. Just because a guy is averaging the most assists, that does not mean he's the best, bro. You could get do you know you can literally get an assist by just passing to somebody? Like a person could be standing right next to me, I pass it and put the ball up. Like it literally. Most of his assists was going to Steven Adams too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he just throwing the shit to him, and it's not. I'm not knocking for that.
Yeah,
that's what you do if someone's open. But it's like most of those assists weren't calculated, bro. They weren't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You got to think about it like this. You got guys who are arguing, right? So you got guys who are arguing KD's the greatest scorer of all time, or at least he was top 3. And look how far and look how long they've been arguing this. Y'all calling someone like that's something y'all tend to bring up a lot, bro. Why do you have to watch someone lie to call him the GOAT, bro? That don't make no sense at all. It doesn't make sense because I'm pretty sure
I'm gonna cook this motherfucker, bro.
LeBron, Kobe, KD, and
what is that? That's the top 5 all time list?
Nah, that's just scoring top 5 scorers.
Oh, okay. Right. Woo, Kevin, bro.
But like I was saying, bro. I mean, it goes to say, I mean, when you look at it, right? So you could compare some accolades, then plus what you can actually watch, bro. That's why Magic is the greatest passer of all time. He has not only the most assist titles of all time, but just in a short amount of time, in 13 years, he was like what 4th or 5th assist leader. Just in that amount of time, he got that many assists. He averages the most career assists, like 12 assists for his career, 11 assists. And then we look at MJ. What makes MJ the greatest scorer of all time? A career 30 points per game. 34. You pull the comment back up. A career 34 in the in the playoffs. Oh, I thought he added another one. Never mind. A career 34 in the playoffs. Plus the fact that he has 10 scoring titles, bro. And he scored 33,000 points in 15 years, bro. And the 2 extra years that are added, he only played 60 games through the years not even 60. I'm sorry, 45, 50 games out of 82. So, I mean, your list, Kev, isn't bad, isn't horrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very good list. It's probably what the majority argues but instead of Harden, I'll probably put Steph because he's a more efficient scorer. But then again, you could agree to disagree. Harden being a top 5 scorer isn't crazy at all. It's respectful being that he has 3 scoring titles. Not too far off the second most, which is I believe Wilt Chamberlain with 7. But in the modern era, the second most would be Kevin Durant with about 4. Yeah, 4, which isn't off. But he's tied with Allen Iverson. So, I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't call Harden a better scorer than Kobe, and he has more scoring titles than Kobe. So it's a lot of things we could agree to disagree on.
And then let me circle back to LeBron, bro. Like, bro, I'm gonna hammer this home, bro. If he gets 40,000 points, bro, it's just cherry on top, bro. He will still be the second greatest basketball player of all time at the end of the day. He's not going to eclipse Michael Jordan for that, bro. He's not, bro. It's just no way, bro. I like what, bro? Like
because
that certainly crowns him as the greatest because he scored a 38 or 40,000 point. Okay, like what does that mean, bro? You want me to bring up this man's losses, bro? I really don't want to have to do this, bro. I really don't want to seem like the hating type, bro. But when y'all do this type of shit, it's like, come on, bro. Like that's mad petty. How you gonna make the man the greatest of all time because he scored 40,000 points, bro? How? What about the other stuff?
People have to accept that there were things. I mean, if LeBron probably wins in 2011, right, has an historic performance, plus what he's doing now, he probably becomes the greatest of all time. But something like that, like we spoke about in 2011, the choke job, it brings him all the way down. Plus, which we don't hold too much weight on it, but 2007 is still something as
This
well.
man could have been sitting on 5 chips, bro.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. And it's like, Eli, bro, people really don't understand how good. Well, the Cavs weren't good all around, but they were playing good enough defense to hold a legend like Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili to 44% from the field and 36 in Ginobili. It's like, if their defense is good enough to do that, while LeBron couldn't give, and he was young, I couldn't accept that. But then, right, he couldn't at least give us 25 of good efficiency, or maybe 30, right? But then we move on to the next year. You know what? It's okay. You were 23 years old, man. You were young. You did all you could to get us, role players to the finals. Role players, decent guys, not the best, just decent guys. We go into next year, man. Literally, bro, the odds is by far in your favor. That was probably like the highest odds to lose. I believe it was the highest odds to lose, if not of all time, at least in the last 10 years. Because I'm trying to think of what was lopsided, and they lost. 2016 was LeBron and them. They still had the odds, even though they end up winning. The odds changed once the Warriors went up. 2017, the Warriors won. They had the higher odds. We know that. In 2015, LeBron and them had the higher odds until Kyrie and them got hurt. So it wasn't really no high odds that ended up losing, like 2011 was. I believe, I don't know what was the numbers. I don't want to say anything, but I know for sure the numbers of the Miami Heat, and like we talk about all the time, the banana boat thing. You guys were mocking this guy, bro. Did all this cocky talk. I mean, not Dirk. Dwayne Wade backed it up. He backed it up, He did with Chris Bosh.
30,
okay.
bro.
Okay performance. It was his first finals. But LeBron James, your second finals, you've been here already. You're old enough. You're the quote-unquote best player in the league that they've been claiming since 2008, 2009, even though when LeBron wins finals MVP, they call him the best player. But when he doesn't win MVP, he's the best player still, or when he wins finals, it's like whatever. But when someone else does, it doesn't make sense. So he goes ahead and I'm tired of talking about this, but he goes ahead, averages 17 points and just plays like pure shit, bro. It's like, bro, come on. That just what keeps him from the GOAT conversation sometimes, man. If he would have won that sitting on 5 rings, it would be really hard not to argue he's the greatest.
My man's almost sitting on 10 finals losses, bro. Come on, man. Stop it, bro.
That's another thing as well.
But that's a topic. That's a whole nother topic of conversation, bro. Look, man, we gonna close it out here, bro. We gonna try not to be too long before we give y'all another live, bro. It'd be him sometimes, it'd be me sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. We make mistakes, but we trying, man. We trying, man.
Before we close out here, just to establish this. LeBron James is not the GOAT, y'all. Sorry. He's in a conversation. He's at the table. He's not the GOAT. MJ's like right here, and I think LeBron is like right here.
Just a little low.
It's still a little breathing room for MJ, because like I said, man,
there go that man, bro. There go that man right there, man.
In the short amount of time that he did this in, bro, you guys gotta accept that, bro. In 13 years, and it's not like we're taking away. Hold on, I ain't closing out yet. I want to cut this too. I want this to be a short or a video. Listen, I seen, Chi-Town, and Ticket. Shout out to you for doing this, for baking him. I don't like what you be doing, Chi-Town. You know the game. You OG, you know the game. But I don't like what you be doing. Or any of you other guys who be talking about some MJ's record before Scottie Pippen. I don't got the stats on me, but this is some shit off the dome, bro. Like I'm rapping or some shit. Bro, you want this man to win a ring with Charles Oakley, bro? Like, y'all really wanted him to win a playoff series against Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, and Kevin McHale with Charles Oakley, bro. A super team, bro. Again, another super team. One of the first super teams of all time. You guys want him to beat a damn super team with fucking Charles Oakley, bro? I really don't understand how y'all want that to happen, bro. Y'all want him to, with Charles Oakley, who was a good defender, but other than that, y'all wanted him to beat Larry Bird, a 2 times Finals MVP, a 3 times MVP. Not only that, okay, if it was just Larry Bird, I get it. But Kevin McHale, one of the greatest defenders of all time. He's in the top 10 through 15, who's also, a Finals MVP. Then Robert Parrish. Then Cedric Maxwell, who's a Finals MVP. Larry Bird's actually a 1-time Finals MVP. Sorry. I don't understand, bro. How do you want him to beat that? Then we move on. And Isaiah Thomas, I don't
That's
like what
only a
he did.
counterattack. That's only a counterattack.
And
You know,
Isaiah,
that's a counterattack to LeBron in 2018. That's why he's saying that lame shit, man.
yeah, that's why I'm saying that. But
Because
and
people
y'all
saying
love to do that.
LeBron, he should
Y'all
have
love to
won
do
in
that.
2018 and
Y'all
shit.
love to do
That's why
that.
they
You feel
saying
me?
that.
Y'all love to do that. You feel me? And you could come. I would take Kevin Love over Charles Oakley though. You know, that's all I'm saying. Not saying that but LeBron actually lost in the finals, but he didn't get anyone as good as the Celtics in '84 in the first round. You know, LeBron got fucking Victor Oladipo in the first round. So I mean, of course he's gonna get past that. I mean, no offense to LeBron. I'm not saying it was a cakewalk to the finals in 2018, but it wasn't so much of what who MJ had to
And
play
the
in the first round.
In the East for Michael Jordan is way more tougher than the East.
Yeah, at that period of time, I think
Nowadays,
like
bro.
the East through the '80s through '90s was tougher than the 2010s, bro.
Since y'all like to shit on the competition that Jordan faced,
Yeah.
well, his finals was in the East before he got to the finals.
And
LeBron's finals was in the fucking finals.
And what I don't like,
get what I'm saying?
People, I don't like. I'm gonna go back into what I was talking about because I don't like to go off top. I tend to go off topic, but you guys would sit here, right, and compare a Jordan matchup instead of the player he actually went at it against, with someone like what's his guy name? Byron Russell. You would compare his matchup, who he plays the shooting guard, instead of someone Jordan would actually attempt. What's good, Deem? First time in, well, I wouldn't say first time, but you in here. You guys would sit here and compare Byron Russell, right? And then you guys would say LeBron's you would say LeBron's and a matchup he played against with Steph Curry. Like he was sitting up there and guarding Steph Curry a lot. Jordan did
talk about, man.
duck smoke. Let's talk on it. What smoke he ducked, bro? LeBron ducked smoke from Kobe in 2009, losing to Dwight Howard. Let's talk about that. Why we don't talk about that? I don't think that's talked about a lot. I mean, okay, we could talk about, Jordan also, I'm not about to sit here and cap. Jordan also ducked smoke too when he performed like shit against Orlando Magic in '95. And we didn't get to see Hakeem versus Michael Jordan. I'm not about to sit here and cap for this, man. We didn't get to see that. He performed like shit. We ain't gonna sit here and cap. We could go back on the stretches of games he had in those playoffs was bad. If you go back and watch the highlights tonight, we seen Jordan get taken over. Like what was it? Nick Anderson? Jordan was going for the game winner. Stripped his ass, bro. Stripped his ball ass. Stripped just like that.
Strip?
Only Celtics and which was the only teams he kept playing. Which was the only okay, and that's what I wanted to dive back into. Right? Not only did he play
just because he ain't lose, that don't mean nobody didn't give him trouble, bro. Like this shit is crazy.
That's not what we're saying. I'm telling you
that's what he's saying, bro.
No, I know. I'm talking to Cap. I'm telling you the diversity you have to go against because y'all love to say LeBron. It's not fair, bro. You guys act like LeBron James is the only player who ever had to be outnumbered, or you feel me, or he was thinking. And y'all like to talk about the whole 1-7 situation. How he only has one game won. I mean, when we go back on, okay, like I said, first 2-3 years of his career, he played a super team Celtics. Guys who were in the finals every other year through the '80s. So now we move on from that. And Isaiah Thomas, I don't like that shit you be doing, bro. You be trying to make it seem like it was just you on that team. Like Joe Dumars is in the finals MVP. Like Bill Laimbeer ain't paved the way for stretches. Like John Sally ain't a good defender. Like all these guys, Dennis Rodman, like all these guys you have, bro. You be trying to do that shit. And I don't like that, bro. I really don't. You sat up here. Yeah, you beat MJ. You beat Michael Jordan with no Scottie Pippen again with Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley and Michael Jordan versus Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman, John Sally, and Bill Laimbeer. Like, what do you want him to do, bro? And then on top of that, you guys were going out there trying to kill this man on the court, bro. Like that was defense or something, bro. Then try to brag about you guys were one of the greatest defensive teams of all time, bro. I don't appreciate that, bro. And then when he finally got some help, bro, when Scottie barely even stepped up, bro. And the first time these guys beat him, he averaged 15 points, bro. Like not even, and it was off like 39 field goal, 40 field goal. It took MJ to average 35 on you guys to
history
beat
lesson,
them.
y'all. Oh yes.
It took him, like, come on, bro. It took him 2 years to add Scottie Pippen like 10, 15 points per game just to beat you guys, bro. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, you guys really sat here. Okay, yeah, there's the delusional MJ fans, just like how delusional LeBron fans are, who expected LeBron to just who think Michael Jordan has no wrong. That's not what I'm saying. He has wrong. Like I said, he got his ass smoked in '95. He performed bad. But it's also the fact that you guys try to sit here and act like just because when he didn't have no help throughout the beginning of his career, he couldn't win. He couldn't win because of that. You know, you guys wanted him to win with nobody. Just like with LeBron James, like you guys give him that excuse, but you couldn't give it to Michael Jordan with Charles Oakley, bro. But he had Kevin Love. I mean, I would much rather have Kevin Love any other day than Charles Oakley. And I think, and if you can't agree with me on that, I really don't know what to tell you, bro. Like Charles Oakley, I mean, a lot of you guys probably don't even know who the hell that is. More so that he played for the damn Bulls.
Charles Oakley is, what can I say? He's who can I compare to in modern day? He gonna protect you. That's what I say. That nigga gonna make sure.
Is Draymond Green without playmaking?
He gonna make sure none of the scrappy tough players on the opposite team, they don't fuck with you. That's what he gonna put them in
all
check.
I'm gonna say is I'm gonna need y'all to stop that, man. Chi-Town, please you stop that. Isaiah Thomas, you really pissing me off because you know how good Michael Jordan is, and you do that bullshit. You know y'all could not stop him, and the way y'all.
Bro, Zeke is salty because he got 3 rings and he's still not talked about. Like nobody, he's literally Two rings, excuse me, and he's literally not important.
And Zeke, you get your respect, but come on, bro. Look at the guys you want to be argued over with in the conversation. I mean, you're not better than Steph Curry, you're not better than Magic, and you can have the 3rd spot, but I mean, then when you look at it, didn't he call himself a top 3 player of all time? He said it was what, Bron, MJ, and then him or something like that. I could be wrong, but I think at one point in time, he tried to like sneak his way into that conversation, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that bullshit.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I still can't put Curry there yet, man.
But they have the same amount of Finals MVPs, and Curry has more rings, bro. I don't like you try to do that, bro. Don't like that you try to do that.
I'm just saying, bro.
Even if you want to take away Curry's 2 rings, whatever you want to do that, they still have the same amount of rings. Curry has the same.
Look.
Same amount of Finals MVPs.
Don't attack them. Don't attack them.
No, ain't no messenger. You're the only person that says that bullshit. I'm about to get on your ass.
I'm not the only person.
No, you are, bro.
You are. You can look that shit up. It's common knowledge. You can look.
No, it's no common knowledge, bro.
It's common knowledge, bro.
Not. That's why they
want to look up top 10s right now. Do you want to look up top 10s right now,
bro? Top 10s right now haven't been updated.
Bro.
They haven't been updated, bro.
Do you want to look up? Do you want to look up the first 5?
Not been updated. If you could show me an updated top 10 list,
if you want to look up the first 5 on the search engine that come up, we can look up those lists right now.
Search what? So you gonna look at Wikipedia,
bro? All I'm gonna do is this, bro.
Top 10s haven't been updated. It hasn't been a year since Curry won his championship when he, in most people's opinion, got into the top 10, bro.
He didn't get top 10, my dude.
Most people's opinions, bro. Stop
your
it.
Opinion.
Stop it. Most people's opinion. Don't do that.
We ain't gonna get into that already. I cooked you on that already. So
you didn't cook. You got cooked in the comments, bro.
We even talk about that.
Bro, stop
nigga,
it, bro.
You got cooked the other day talking about Kyrie Irving is not the what?
Bro, people love Flash.
Man, this man just told me that Kyrie Irving is not a top. What do you say? Top 20 guard in the whole
15.
You slow, man. God
top
damn.
15 guard. Let me name the names. Hold on. I ain't gonna get into that. I'm gonna save that for another day.
All right, Hoops Hype got this day top 20. They got Magic.
When was
Oscar.
it? When was it?
Hold on, let me say. They got Magic, Oscar, and Curry, and then Jerry West and Zeke. All right, boom. Then on ESPN, they got Magic. Oh, this on ESPN too. They got Magic. They got Oscar Robertson, John Stockton. Yeah.
How long ago was that, bro? I think you're looking at old list, my friend.
Nah, but as soon as I heard John Stockton, I ain't even gotta.
Yeah, that's how you know it's an old list.
Yeah, that's that. You know, that nigga's not top 5. Not my top 5 nigga.
Bro, ESPN ranks Steph Curry like the 13th best player of all time. I think that means that he's the only person that had over him was Oscar, bro. And Magic.
Look, man, I'll get an edge to Curry, man. I'll give it to him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you go ahead, close out here.
Told him, stop saying, what the hell is that? Stop saying that Kyrie didn't tell him.
He told me stop saying Kyrie's not a top 15 guard to say that he's top 5. He's saying that he's top 5. Bro, he's not. Simply. Point guard, yes. But when we look at it, Steph is better than him, Luka is better than him, Damian Lillard is better than him, Devin Booker is better than him, Jaylen Brown is better than him, Donovan Mitchell is better than him. That's already 6 guards I just named off the rip. And Eli, do you think any of these names is wrong?
Nah.
All right. Who else
But
do
them
we
other
have?
niggas you saying Tyrese Halliburton and
Like I
all
said,
that other
Tyrese
shit.
Halliburton beat him out in damn near every stat besides points. That's all I'm saying. And when you watching games, look. Oh yeah, I meant to add this in the fact that
I'm sure LeBron was beating Kobe out in a lot of stats, but it was a time Kobe was still better than him though. So that don't really
I
mean
mean a lot of, to most people's metric and what they think, LeBron was the best player since '08, bro. And you can't say you. I'm not saying you thought that, but you can't sit up here and tell me that most people don't think that, bro.
a lot of
At least,
people think that shit.
yeah,
I
that's what I'm
think
saying.
LeBron was the best player. To me, he was the best player from. I ain't gonna lie, bro. For a long time, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
To me,
For a very long, for at
I
least
got,
I ain't gonna lie. For at least 8 to 9 years, he was the best player in the world. I ain't gonna lie.
you know, I don't. I think 11.
And
He's
the
definitely
2010s, in that era, the 2010s era.
in 2011. He's definitely in that discussion because there's a like he probably should have won MVP. Derrick Rose, I still think is a respectful MVP, but LeBron's definitely in that discussion. He's definitely, but the fact that he choked, I think you have to take him out of the discussion in 2011. 2012 definitely the best player. 13 best player. In 2014, to me, it's hard to argue Kevin Durant is not the best player, bro. That MVP season was very good. I mean, if you don't, I guess you could throw LeBron in that discussion because he did play well, even though he lost in the finals, but he did play pretty well, except when Kawhi was guarding him in 2014. And 2015, I mean, if you want to throw him in there, I think Steph is also in that discussion. James Harden is also in that discussion.
I ain't gonna lie. 2016, LeBron. 2017, LeBron. I ain't gonna
bro,
lie.
20. You telling me because
2018, LeBron. I'm not gonna
so
lie,
2016, LeBron is a
2019
better.
is when he was.
How is LeBron James a better player than the unanimous MVP, bro? 2015, I can understand, bro. Steph's 2015 MVP wasn't that impressive. LeBron did what he did in the finals. But you telling me, bro, just because of a 4-game stretch, he's better than the 2016 MVP, bro?
Now why, bro?
Yes, that is. That's literally why you're arguing that. If you look at, okay, Steph didn't play too much in the rounds, but look at the ECF in 2015 and look at the WCF.
Bro,
and tell me,
bro, LeBron's consistency from look, I'm gonna put it like this. LeBron's consistency from regular season to playoffs never wintered. And from that span that I'm talking about, it didn't winter.
Bro, Steph had about
hold on, time out. From the regular season to the playoffs, from I want to say, from that 10-year stretch, he got better after 2011. Excuse me, because I don't think in 2011.
Bro, that's false, bro. You gotta go back.
From regular season to postseason,
bro. I think you gotta go back and look at 2015. I don't think a lot of people go and do that. But you could look at it during the finals or even before. LeBron James played terrible in that run in the finals. Kyrie was very close to winning that 20. No, he was not, bro. Shut the who's that? If you, I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful to a sub. That's just how I talk when it comes to basketball. He was not, bro. Don't do that. Don't sit up here and do that, bro. LeBron James was very deserving of that MVP. I hate when you guys
excuses, man. That
LeBron put up 27, 11, and 9, bro. 29, 11, and 9, or 28, whatever it was. But almost a triple-double, bro. Yeah, I ain't about to sit up here and do that. But like I was saying, bro, go back and look. Eli, I want you, this is your homework for tonight. Well, he from game 5 to 7. Wait, what he's... Bro, LeBron had back-to-back 40-point games in that stretch that you talking about right there, bro.
Kyrie had back-to-back 40, didn't he?
No, Kyrie ain't. It's always gonna get stat, bro. What do you mean, bro? Did you not watch that finals, my guy? I'm pretty sure everybody in this world watched that finals like a total of 10 times, bro. Like, come on, bro. Kyrie wasn't touching this man, bro. If you watch game, why did one game don't make you finals MVP, bro?
One game made KD finals MVP. I ain't gonna lie, because Curry had that shit.
That's false, bro.
In 2018, Curry didn't have that one, and then that 40-point game put him up. Come on, bro, stop the cap, man.
Bro, more than one game. That's more than one game, bro. You sound dumb, bro.
Bro, that 40-point game put him up, though. I'm talking about.
All right, but you're talking about a whole different manner, bro. I said one game. One good game doesn't make you finals MVP, bro. You talking about one game doesn't make you finals MVP. That's what you're referring to, bro. In Steph's situation, bro. It's a whole different thing, bro. Game 6, he scored like almost 20 first quarter, and the game was already blown out. I mean, all right, like it's the finals. I don't understand what you're saying. LeBron still outscored him in games 5 and 6, bro. And no one on that court really, besides Draymond Green. Draymond Green was the best player in Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, bro. He played better than anybody on that court. LeBron was shooting about 38 in that game, and he only had like about 23, I think 7 and 8, something like that. Draymond had a whole 36-point triple-double, bro. No one was better than Draymond on that court.
It was 36 points, man. Come on, man.
It was like 32, bro. Like,
yeah. So how you get 36? You
bro, it was somewhere. Let's see, bro. Let's see.
It was 32 points, man. Stop the cap, man. I remember, man.
Let's see.
You gotta watch it, man. You gonna make up some number and shit. You know what I'm
saying? Bro, it's an estimate, bro. It's an estimate, bro.
It ain't no estimate, bro. 32 and 36 is no estimate, bro.
It's no estimate. All right, bro.
No estimate, bro.
It's no estimate. How is that no estimate? It's 4 points off, bro.
Exactly my point. Anyways.
Do you know what an estimate is, bro? We're gonna have to turn the school of takes to some shit in this channel, bro. God damn.
Fuck, nigga.
All right, now, all right, but going back into this, bro. I want you guys, you know, I said I want you guys to watch this and that 09 LeBron, but also 2015 LeBron and how they struggled a lot as well, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, Game 5, Kyrie and LeBron both have 41, but Kyrie baskets have more impact, bro. How they have more impact, bro?
So the entire fourth quarter. They ain't on your ass, man. Is that a heel?
It shows the entire fourth quarter, bro. The game was not a close game, bro. What are you talking about? That game was not a close game.
Hey, man, we could drop the link if you wanna. Hey, we got time, man. If you wanna, we got the link. Let us know. Hold on, let me see.
They won by 15, bro. They won by 15. How was it like? You feel me? The whole fourth quarter. You know what? Let me see this. I could see how much was scored during this quarter and this and that.
Hey, my God, this is the link if you want to jump on with us. Here's the link right here. Don't be shy, man. You could be right up here with us, right here. Just hit that link. You don't gotta kill them up or nothing.
When the game was the most okay, let me see when the game was the closest. Let's see. Okay, the most closest was 102 to 94. Kyrie makes 2-point jump shot. Kyrie makes 1 free throw. Kyrie makes 2-point jump shot, another 2-point. Okay, 3. So he had some impactful buckets in the fourth. He did while they were still up already.
I don't see you backstage.
He's backstage?
Nah, he not backstage. He said he in. I don't see him. Gotta hit that link. There you go. Louis was good. Could you hear us? I can't hear you.
Yeah, you a little low.
Yeah, you a little low, my friend. Yeah, I can't. You can hear him, Eddie?
A little bit, like very low though. Who's that?
Yeah, he said shit fucked up. Yeah, he was gonna get on your ass, nigga.
He wouldn't get on my ass.
See? That ain't nothing but God protecting this man, man. He's about to get cooked on his own show.
Oh, Lord.
That could have been me, bro.
You know bro, you act like you agree with him. So you agree with him then? You agree with him?
I ain't saying none of that, nigga. I'm just saying.
All
you
right,
about to cook on your own show, nigga.
He wasn't cooking me. He said some truthful points.
He said he don't know how to change his volume. What do you think he needed to do to
I don't know.
Try to Try to come back up right quick. See if it maybe you have to just log back up. Try to come back up. See.
Yeah, you need to stop lettuce on my burger, bro. Too much lettuce.
Yeah, man. We dropped the link. If anybody got something to say, y'all got a lot to say on TikTok. Y'all got a lot to say on YouTube. It's easy to talk over the internet, you know? It's easy to talk over the internet. But you know how that go, bro. Hold on. Let me see something. What's he say? Oh, he's still cooking from the comment section. He ain't quitting, bro.
What do you mean over their whole team? 5 people can't guard. The Cavaliers were one of the greatest 3-point shooting teams at the time. One of the best 3-point shooting team leagues at the time. So how the fuck is the whole team guarding him, bro? And again, this goes into the fact that everyone knows Kyrie Irving is one of the most unguardable players of all time. Kawhi Leonard couldn't stop this man. So what makes you think someone like Klay Thompson is gonna stop him? What makes you think Steph Curry is gonna stop him, or Draymond Green?
All right, I'm gonna pull up this video he talking about. I'm gonna pull this shit up. Hold on, I'm about to come back on this shit. Hold on. Is this one on there?